Who do you have now?
All right, Dave, we're here with Robbie Keane, who's the Barclays New York Challenge Player of the Tournament. Robbie, congratulations. 2 goals, a splendid strike in the first half today in the draw with Sporting. How did you feel about that one?
Yeah, it was obviously, it's always...
How was your trip overall to New York? Did you guys get accomplished what you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow we're ready.
Yeah, the weekend of August 14th, Premier League starts, and then, of course, you got UEFA Champions League qualification. You guys must be incredibly excited to be in the UEFA Champions League.
Yeah, of course, yeah. It's, as I said,
All right, Robbie Keane, the Barclays New York Challenge Player of the Tournament. Thanks a lot for stopping. Appreciate it.
Cheers, thank you.
All right, it's Robbie Keane. Back up to you guys in the booth. All right, thank you, Christian. Standing here with Thierry Henry from the New York Red Bulls. Well, Thierry, great victory here today. Played 45 minutes. You happy with the performance?
Yeah, overall, I think we got a good game.
How was the atmosphere? I mean, obviously you've played in the biggest stadiums all over the world and some of the biggest games. How was the atmosphere here today for you?
As I said, great atmosphere, you know, as quick as I can.
How did the heat and humidity affect you?
Same, I'll try to do it.
We were hoping to see you and Juan Pablo Angel partner up front today, but I know he kind of limped out at halftime. He was hoping to get in. What are you looking forward to when he finally gets in with that partnership?
Well, love is the most important thing for me.
All right, Thierry, thanks a lot for stopping and talking with us, and best of luck to you with the Red Bulls.
Appreciate it.
All right, Thierry Henry from the New York Red Bulls, back upstairs to you guys.
The 2009-2010 Premier League season was a successful one for Chelsea. In his first season at the club, Carlo Ancelotti led the Blues back to the summit of English football. Chelsea looked scintillating going forward, and were many people's favorites to hold on to their crown as the 2010-11 season got underway.
Hi, I'm John Hertz, and welcome to the Manchester United Season in Review show. Coming into the new campaign, the question was, could Manchester United rise to the challenge and reclaim their throne at the top of the Barclays Premier League? United had finished the 2009-10 campaign just 1 point behind the Blues, but had the chance for immediate revenge as the two sides faced off in the season curtain raiser, the Community Shield.
Community Shield.
Not for the first time under Sir Alex Ferguson, the Red season began with a win and a trophy, and the momentum of the victory over Chelsea carried over to the opening day of the season as Manchester United thumped Newcastle 3-0.
The Red Devils then sandwiched a comfortable 3-0 home win over West Ham with draws against both Fulham and Everton, games in which United uncharacteristically threw away late leads.
They would have similar issues in their first meeting with bitter rivals Liverpool, but informed Dimitar Berbatov would ensure that United would come away with a vital victory.
League.
Throughout his tenure as manager, Alex Ferguson has seen his team launch some amazing fightbacks, and this season would be no different. The first sign of that never say die spirit was evident against Aston Villa in November. Ferguson knew that form had to improve if his side were to stay in the title race. The Red Devils returned to winning ways with a Premier League win over Wigan and a Champions League victory over Rangers. But their first real statement game of the season came at the expense of local rivals Blackburn Rovers. After the break, Dimitar Berbatov blasts his way into the record books. Berbatov has had his critics since his move from Spurs, but there was no doubt his early season form was keeping United in the title race. He became just the 4th player in Premier League history to score 5 in a game with his exploits against Blackburn. He hadn't even made the bench for the Wigan game 7 days earlier, but Berbatov was the darling of Old Trafford on this day, as he set United top of the table for the first time this season. United tasted defeat for the first time as they crashed out of the Carling Cup to West Ham and finished the Champions League group stage play with a draw with Valencia. But United's focus was solely on the Premier League as they faced title rivals Arsenal in a massive clash at Old Trafford. United built on the win over the Gunners during the busy festive period by picking up maximum points in 3 of their next 4 Premier League games. And not even a late Lee Boyer leveler for Birmingham at St Andrews could stop United entering 2011 top of the table. Coming up, United's winning momentum sparks talk of an undefeated campaign. The new year began with league victories over West Brom and Stoke, with a new hero emerging for Manchester United fans.
Javier Hernandez, or simply Chicharito to his fans, was brought in from Chivas Guadalajara in the summer, but nobody expected the Mexican international to have such an impressive first season. His goals against West Brom and Stoke showed why many people were beginning to compare him to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as one of the most natural finishers to ever play for Manchester United.
Oh, what a header! How did he squeeze that in, Javier Hernandez?
Chicharito was expected to be a bit part player in his first season in England, but by the end of the campaign, he had over 20 goals in all competitions and had become a fixture in the starting 11. Now that is instant impact.
United began their FA Cup campaign with a win over Liverpool to spoil Kenny Dalglish's return to the dugout. They were then held to a 0-0 draw at Tottenham before another Berbatov hat-trick helped United smash 5 past a hapless Birmingham. United then made the short trip to play Blackpool at Bloomfield Road. They looked to be on their way to their first league defeat of the season before another sensational fight back. Sir Alex Ferguson demanded an instant response to the defeat. And what better way to bounce back than a home clash against the blue half of Manchester, a game which included a moment of sheer magic that will be talked about for years to come.
Wayne Rooney had endured a difficult season. He had returned from the World Cup struggling for form and at one stage looked set to leave Old Trafford. He eventually pledged his future to the club, but it's still fallen short of the kind of performances expected of the England international. Until that moment of genius.
Nani. Rooney! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! And what a time! In what a place! What a player! Wayne Rooney out of this world!
A goal that will be talked about for years to come. A goal that broke the hearts of the City fans and helped the United faithful forget about Rooney's problems to start the season. Now Wayne Rooney's season could really begin.
A narrow victory over Crawley in the FA Cup saw the Red Devils keep their treble dreams alive, while Chicharito bagged a brace against Wigan to help United pick up a rare away win, a result that would see United move 4 points clear at the top of the table. Coming up after the break, the games come thick and fast, and United pays the price for fighting on multiple fronts. March is always considered the toughest time of the season. The matches come thick and fast for tired bodies and minds, and United would face their most difficult period of the season, playing 2 of their biggest rivals, Liverpool and Carlo Ancelotti's Chelsea. Amazingly, their closest rivals failed to take advantage of the back-to-back losses, and United remain top of the table. Manchester United were by no means at their best, but battled through in Champions League play against Marseille, while Fabio and Wayne Rooney shot down Arsenal in an FA Cup quarter-final clash. United returned to winning ways in the Prem with a late Dimitar Berbatov winner against Bolton, before a trip to face the West Ham side that had already trounced United in the Carling Cup. Another upset looked on the cards as the Hammers raced into a 2-0 lead, but Wayne Rooney inspired United to another stirring comeback.
Rooney's eye.
With the gap at the top of the league widening, United could concentrate on their Champions League quarterfinal clash with a familiar foe, Chelsea. Ryan Giggs set up all 3 United goals over the 2 legs, as his inspirational vision and craft was the key to the Red Devils moving on to the semi-finals.
The 37-year-old entered the season with many wondering if he could withstand the rigors of another season challenging for honors on all fronts. But he answered all of those questions the only way he knows how, with some world-class performances.
Wayne Rooney, it's a chance, it's a third goal. It is a brilliant goal from Ryan Giggs.
Giggs was being used more in a central role and was showing that despite his age, he was still a vital component in United's quest for silverware. In his time at Old Trafford, the likes of Sharp, Keane, Sheringham, Cole, Neville, and Beckham have all come and gone, but Giggs has stood the test of time. When he finally does decide to call it a day, he may well go down in history as the greatest United player of all time.
The only potential roadblock to picking up the title was another difficult 7 days in the Premier League, with clashes against Chelsea, but first Arsenal. The victory meant that United needed just 1 point to secure the Premier League crown. The Red Devils picked up that point away at Blackburn in their very next game, with the Liverpool-born Wayne Rooney ironically scoring the penalty that secured United's 19th title to help them overtake Liverpool as the side with the most top-flight championships. The celebrations had begun, something that never seems to get old, to Sir Alex, Ryan Giggs and company. United entered the final game of the season with the title all wrapped up, but the visitors to Old Trafford had plenty to play for. Blackpool had impressed everyone with their cavalier approach to life in the Premier League, but a dip in form had seen them drop into the bottom three. That meant Ian Holloway's men needed a positive result at the Theatre of Dreams on the final day to stay in the Premier League, but United were determined to end the season on a high. Manchester United was presented with their record 19th top-flight league title, but there was still one piece of business to deal with. United would make the short trip to London to face FC Barcelona in the UEFA Champions League final at the Cathedral of English football, Wembley. And there was no doubt who the best team was on this day. The Catalans played the Red Devils off the pitch in every way, shape, and form. United were thrashed 3-1, and to a man, the Premier League champs knew in their hearts that they weren't the best team in Europe. But a fantastic season for the Red Devils nonetheless, as they regained the Barclays Premier League throne from Chelsea and passed rivals Liverpool for the most top-flight league titles. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Hertz.
A sellout crowd making its way into the Rio Tinto Stadium here in Sandy, Utah, just outside of Salt Lake City, as we get set for Game 2 of the Rocky Mountain Cup. It's Real Salt Lake and the Colorado Rapids. Christ, 4-4-2 formation, the ever-present Nick Raimondo in goal. He's got Oscar Pereira making household changes to the Rapids side because they have not been playing well. Good look at Jason Christ, who took over Real Salt Lake in May of 2007, just the second coach in Real Salt Lake history. Great record. And Oscar Pereira, the first-year coach of the Colorado Rapids, and those two were teammates at Dallas, so they are very familiar with each other. We're underway here at Rio Tinto Stadium. Taken there by Alvarez, but it's blocked. Second effort, well defended again. There's Adu with the header. Oh, what a touch. Beltran over to the left. Ball cut in. Oh, and a wide open chance there. But Alvaro Saborio just not able to get on the end of it, Brian.
They're spacing, and since then.
And here they come again. It's Sabo with the shot. Oh, and it's just wide. What pace there, and a perfect ball put onto his feet.
Not going to win that physical battle.
Oh, and a steal. And here comes Johnson, and he scores, and it's 2-0 Real Salt Lake, and it's game over here at Rio Tinto.
And we welcome you to the UEFA Champions League highlight show on Fox Sports. I'm John Hertz. Defending champs Real Madrid take their star-studded lineup to Schalke today, and it's Basel hosting FC Porto. Those the round of 16 matchups in the first leg. Schalke struggled to make it to the knockout stage, barely edging out Sporting for second place in their group, riding the scoring prowess of Klaas-Jan Huntelaar. Roberto Di Matteo taking over Schalke in mid-October, with the club in the bottom half of the Bundesliga, and now they're in the top four. The Italian also getting the club to the knockout stage for the fourth time in the last 5 seasons. The Miners arriving at the cold Stadion Gelsenkirchen before the match. Schalke trying to avenge a 9-2 aggregate drubbing at the hands of Real Madrid at this same stage last season, and they're battling the injury bug today on top of that. Here's what we mean. The starting keeper is third-string keeper Timon Wellenreuter. He's 19. He's their B-team keeper. Oh, boy. Injuries to their top 2 shot stoppers, the reason. Benedikt Hövedes, World Cup winner with Germany, will have to keep things tight at the back. In Schalke's 3-man back line, Kevin Prince Boateng a threat down the left, and Huntelaar with 3 goals in the group stage this campaign. For Real Madrid, since the turn of the calendar, it's been a real struggle away from the Bernabeu. In 5 games, of which they've only won 2, Madrid have leaked 9 goals, and they're without defensive stalwart Sergio Ramos today, out for possibly 6 weeks with a torn hamstring. Madrid cruised to the knockout stage as one of just 3 unbeaten clubs. They handed Liverpool their worst home European defeat on match day 3, a 3-0 victory at Anfield. Karim Benzema, 1/3 of the allotted BBC strike force, the only player to score in each of the first 4 match days as Madrid cruised to their 18th straight knockout stage in the Champions League. The holders arriving not exactly in the best of form, having been drubbed 4-0 against Atletico Madrid a week and a half ago in La Liga, where they hold a slim 1-point edge over Barcelona. Madrid winning this leg in Gelsenkirchen 6-1 last season. Starting 11 for Carlo Ancelotti's side, veteran Iker Casillas gets the nod over Keylor Navas in goal. Again, no Sergio Ramos, so it's Pepe and Rafael Varane at the heart of defense. Toni Kroos, who made the expensive move last summer from Bayern Munich, controls the midfield, and Cristiano Ronaldo, who hasn't scored in his last 3 matches, leads the BBC attack. Real Madrid looking for as many road goals as they can get. All right, what a scene at one end of the stadium in Gelsenkirchen, with the home supporters shaking it to its foundation before the match. Luka Modric and James Rodriguez nursing injuries and not available for Madrid today, but CR7 was. Here's Daniel Mann and Alan Smith.
In the 41st minute, James Riley, what happened there off the great ball by Kyle Beckerman?
Yeah, it was a great ball. Obviously, we have it. We'll look to make corrections and come out with a better second half.
Overall, though, were you happy with the first half of play other than that big mistake?
Yeah, decent. I mean, I think after